Hi, it's Lone Wolf from Wolf Territories Grid here. Just going to show you some clever terrain tricks that you can do with the console. Obviously, if you don't have console access to your region, you can't do this stuff. So basically, I'm going to start off by I've reset this terrain to the default terrain, which on my grid is like a little button in the middle, a little chocolate button made of land. But there are all kinds of things you can do in the console to modify terrains, and some of them are quite useful. So first of all, there's a few plugins, well basically two plugins. Terrain effects. So if we go terrain effect, channel digger, it builds. There we go. Soaring terrain, and you'll find that it builds this, and I'm going to fall into the floor. But it makes a really nice. It divides your terrain up into squares and makes a channel between them, which is quite useful. There's some other things you can do as well. So for instance, you can let's get this one here. So terrain modify min 30 5 this command will give us a nice island in the middle of that, so I can actually combine. So there you go. So I've made a nice island in the middle. This is a 1024 by 1024 terrain, and you can see that I can just modify it through the terminal. So where do you find, so, and again, you can only do this if you've got console access. So those two commands there, so this one first, channel digger, and then that one after, terrain modify min 30 minus EL5 for a 1024 terrain, will create this, which is pretty neat, I think. And you could use it as, so if you're doing like land rentals or whatever, it's a good way of setting the terrain up for the land rentals. And of course what you can then do is save the raw file out if you want to edit it using Photoshop or GIMP or whatever, but obviously you've got to convert it to a PNG if you haven't got anything else. You can also do things like been experimenting with some others, like you can do rectangular ones. So do this one. This will build a sort of pyramid thing somewhere. Where is it? Where's it gone? Sometimes they don't they don't do very much. You've got to experiment with the was this the one? 240. Take 3. Oh, there it is. Right. Okay, so that makes me a little pyramid over in that corner, which is quite interesting. But you can obviously faff around with and mess around with the commands. I just thought I'd see this. If you want to see this this region, this is at Wolf Territories Atlantic 32, which you can get to just by coming to the grid. And if I go to God Tools and then Grid and then flush this regions map, and then what that can do now, that'll make sure that the map's up to date. You can see I've been messing around with it, so that'll make sure that it's all neat and tidy. So there's Lone Wolf here. That's about it for this little expedition thing. Things are going well. We're now the third biggest grid in the metaverse according to Hypergrid Business on their website right now. Where are we? Hypergrid Business. We were attacked last night by a griefer. Didn't get very far because there's no res rights basically unless I've had to tighten it all up. I used to let people just turn up and res, but you need to ask for rights to do that. I need to check you out first. So back on Hypergrid Business, I'm just going to announce that we are now, in terms of land area, we are now, I want to get down to there we go, we are third. Okay, so that's very exciting, and hopefully one day we'll be first, but we don't know. So until that time, I'm just going to stand here on this weird island I've just created, and I hope you enjoy your day, and talk to you very soon. wolfterritories.org or grid.wolfterritories.org.